8 years is a little on the young side for a Scotch, but this one's from Campbeltown and it's cask strength, so let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and thank you for watching. I appreciate that. This is a Campbeltown whiskey. Now, I did an episode recently that was 2 Campbeltown whiskeys, the Springbank and the Long Row. This is another Campbeltown distillery that has a relationship with Springbank. This is the Kilkerran. It's an 8-year-old Scotch from Campbeltown. It is a cask strength whiskey at 56.2%. It's non-chill filtered, natural color. I bought it for $120 here in San Francisco, and it's aged in bourbon casks. Let me go ahead and get this in a glass so we can do some tasting. This Kilkerran 8 is from the Glengoyne Distillery, which is a family-run distillery in Campbeltown. Malted barley for the Kilkerran 8 comes from Springbank, which is a sister distillery on Campbeltown. And they actually do the floor maltings there, and then bring the malted barley over to Kilkerran for production. Now, a lot of what Kilkerran does is on site. That's kind of the Campbeltown way. They're really proud of that as one of the original places that whiskey was produced. Unfortunately, it doesn't have as many distilleries as it used to have way back when. The original Glengyle distillery was opened in 1872, produced whiskey until 1925, and then was closed down. Didn't open up again until 2004 when the current owners bought it and restored the distillery. Apparently it was a big mess. A lot of the roof was gone. They had to rebuild a lot of it. But I'm thrilled that they did this because I'm excited to try this whiskey. I do like Campbeltown whiskeys. I think they're worth your time to check them out. And this one is cask strength, and it's natural color, and of course, it's non-chill filtered. Never need a chill filter at this high of an ABV. You may have a little trouble getting a hold of this whiskey because they only do a 3-month production run for their whiskeys. It's a limited time. They produce a limited number of whiskeys, but they're very focused on producing the whiskeys that they want to produce. In addition to this cask strength 8-year-old, they have a 12-year-old whiskey and apparently a really new addition, their 16-year-old. You can't produce older whiskeys unless you let them mature for a few years. So the fact that they just started opening this distillery in 2004 meant it takes a little while for you to get a 16-year-old whiskey. All right, I want to dig into this. I'm excited to taste it and nose it. Now, it does have a little bit of a smoky, peaty nose, but just a hint, and there's some of that brine in there. I'm getting a little bit of a mint note and some sort of like cooked vegetables. Yeah, and there is a hint of the peat smoke, but not too much. I'm trying to get some sweetness on the nose, but I'm not getting too much there. Might be a little hint of like pie dough, and it does smell like Campbeltown to me. Ooh, that has some heat. That's got a kick to it. Wow. Yeah, 56.5%. It tastes as hot as I would expect at that level. Maybe even a little hotter. Very long finish. Very much a warming whiskey. I am surprised at how long that finish is. Wow. The flavor of the finish goes pretty quickly, but it is just warm and enveloping in my chest right now. I get a lot of spice. I get a little bit of sweetness, but it's kind of a candy sweetness for me. The wood spice is pretty intense. Younger whiskeys tend to give you more of that wood spice. They haven't had time to wear out the barrel a little bit. This is a pretty young barrel. Even though it's ex-bourbon, it's still gonna have some kick to it at 8 years. I think that's what's getting me here. Also the high ABV, that's gonna definitely bring the heat. I think the finish for me is a dark chocolate finish. There's a little bit of sweetness there, but it really tastes like a very high percentage, like an 80% dark chocolate. Yeah, and for me, it's kind of a candy sweetness. I'm still getting a little bit of mint on the taste. I got some of that on the nose. I'm getting it on the taste too. Kind of a menthol, wake up your mouth type flavor. There's a little bit of a sour note there too, which I don't know if I love that so much. I'm gonna throw a little water in this because I think I need to explore whether it changes as we go down the ABV level. So because this is such a potent whiskey, I'm going to put a few kicks of water in it. I don't want to just bring up the spice. Sometimes when you put that first little bit of water in and you don't do any more, all you do is get more heat. And I'm really not looking forward to that. There's plenty of heat in this from the first taste. That opened up some sweetness. I got a little bit of a berry note there. And then I got some more of that vegetable note, the earthiness. I got a little bit of frosting note there, maybe, I don't know. It handled that amount of water really well. Very different flavor, still that bit of a sour note on it, so maybe it can handle even more water. Let's see where it goes with these flavors. Wow, the nose is a bit of an attack now. More of the tire rubber note for me. Adding the water tends to broaden the flavors. It seems to bring out a little bit more of that spiciness, a little bit more of the brininess. Doesn't add as much sweetness as I thought. I thought I was going to get some more berry notes, but I really didn't. Just gets peatier as I add water to it. And now on the finish, I'm getting like a black licorice note that's lingering. So it's not a sweetness that's lingering. I was getting more dark chocolate before I added water. After water, a black licorice taste on the finish. So what are my recommendations? Do I like it? I really kind of do. For a not sweet whiskey, for a cask strength whiskey, for a young whiskey that gives you a little bit of a fight and a battle. If you're in the mood for a battle, this is a great whiskey, and I like the bit of brininess. I like the hint of peat without being overly peaty, and I like the flavor profile that it's giving me. It's not a finish that's trying to add sweetness to something that's got some bite, so you don't have that edge taken off. This is going to be edgy. This is going to be flavorful if you like peat as a hint in there, and if you like a lot of spice, and if you like that flavor profile of a brininess, I think this is a really great choice. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you've tried the Kilkerran, the 8-year cask strength, or any of the other ones, and what your thoughts are. Also, I'm coming up on 4,000 subs, which is brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone that's subscribed. If you're just watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and give me a subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a like on it. It really helps spread the Whisky Riffs community. And until the next episode, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you.